On a fateful afternoon, as I lazed away in my bed, I looked at my dying phone, checked my notifications, and realized so CX2 just dropped a whole new fan game, dude. I should probably play that. Mega Man DXtreme, the newest fan work from Team CX2, is a redoing of the original Mega Man Xtreme for the Game Boy Color, featuring a reimagined story, improved controls, redone levels, and reworked weapons and bosses. And whoo boy, is it a blast! I went through this game on launch and 100%ed it in about 4-ish hours, and man did I love it. I would compare it to something like X3's Zero Project as a quality of life work, but this game goes the complete extra mile by adding so much wholly original content that it stands easily on its own. For a project developed for much less than a year and was only really meant to just be Xtreme 1 again, they really outdid themselves, and it leads to one of the best fan game experiences I've played in a long while. But to get into the game itself, DXtreme follows our titular buddy X, who, with the help with his new pal Mitty, has to enter the Maverick Hunter's mother computer and defeat the evil corrupted data of past events in this series' history, which threatens to be evil or whatever. So now we have an excuse to see X1 and X2's best moments as a whole game. But the game handles this really well actually. Despite using entirely pre-done levels, there's enough slight differences and changes that allow each level to make me not think, oh, this is just a worse X1 or worse X2. No, instead I'm engaged, I'm interested, and it accomplishes that by its use of small changes in level design and its secrets feeling fresh to a degree of, man, I actually had to use my brain to get these items or to finish this platforming section. There were multiple times I used an embarrassing amount of trial and error and thinking just to figure out how to get an item. Just for 5 minutes later, I'd go back and find a new method of getting that item. And overall, just how DXtreme handles item collection and its level design is so much fun. It's a mix of really well-placed enemies and good platforming, along with obvious hints that, hey, something's there, and brainstorming of how do I break this wall? How do I make that jump? How do I just get this item? And the game just nails that feeling time and time again. And the same thing really rings true for the weapons too. Each one is close enough to the original to feel familiar, but also changed enough to feel new and also really good. Like, wow, who knew Spin Wheel could actually be so much fun? The core thing here is each weapon is strong enough to be usable, but none stand out overall as the definitive end-all be-all best weapon. They're balanced, yet viable in each situation, and some work better than others here and there, yes, but every weapon has its moment to shine. Although TBH, I don't know why both Spin Wheel and E-Spark are in the same game. They just end up stealing each other's spotlight and make both of them feel a little worse by comparison. Like, yeah, that's more of an Xtreme 1 problem than a DXtreme unique problem, but it's still worth pointing out here. And for the final part of that good Mega Man game triangle, those bosses. And this is absolutely the main highlight for the game, as each boss is given so much more life and challenge to the point where even without the super boss mode, these fights can actually be pretty tough at times. Armadillo, Gator, and Centipede each gave me trouble to a decent degree, and even though the other bosses weren't super difficult, each one had enough challenge to them that I always thought, man, what a great fight I just went through. And when it comes to the non-Maverick specific fights, Surges, Zane, Giemel, Vile, all of those are good redos of older boss fights, and even though they don't have the Giemel carpet, I'm disappointed about that a lot, it's still a great roster of bosses. Although, in all truth and honesty, I think there are some minor stinkers. Stag and Mandrill both come to my mind as something that's okay, but still the worst of this roster. But the quality of every other boss in this game very much make up for how underwhelming these two end up being. For the finale proper, well, to be honest, I kind of just don't really care about Techno or MIDI, so it doesn't help the story for me. But DXtreme does at least do a good deed in giving both characters more agency in the story, along with having, spoiler alert by the way, Techno being the true final boss here, and it's a great fight there. But just my attachment to these two is lacking, but that's minor. The ending as a whole feels incredibly rewarding, and beating this game just gives you a sense of, man, I can't believe I actually just beat this game. It's great, although, again, another small aside, getting 100% definitely was a bit of a hassle, especially with the Shoryuken and the Hadouken, and the file secret being notable, unenjoyable hunting for that 100% marker. And that is DXtreme, explained and reviewed very quickly, of course. But this fan game is amazing, and I'm telling every single person watching this video right now, if you haven't played it yet, I'll link it in the description. You can Google it yourself, but you should absolutely check it out, play the game, send the team all the love in the world, because it's just incredibly well tuned. It's such a fun remake of the original Xtreme game, and I think it'll become a game that's a necessity for all Mega Man fans to try at least once. But that's all the time I really have for now. I'll probably make a longer video getting into my more intricate thoughts with this game, since this video is much more of a quick first playthrough kind of review, and I left out a decent amount of my opinions until I can get a few more full-length runs of the game before truly making my definitive claims. So look out for that video whenever I decide to make it. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.